что еле макар прыгал. Истинный спрашивает, что я стуста. Истинный скала создана даст. Истинный скала что может.
What's up, YouTube? So what I want to do for this video is basically like a study session almost. I just want to take you guys through what I see, how I mark up my charts. And in these study sessions, I'm gonna go over like strategies that you could probably use. More so market structure, honestly. That's really what I want this to be about, more so than strategy. Because as you guys can tell, I only have two indicators on my chart. That's the EMA and the stochastic and the RSI. Those are the two indicators that I use when I'm trading anything really, excluding binary options. So this pretty much what I wanted to start doing, like a little series that I want to start, because I feel like a lot of people need help understanding the market structure, and I feel like I have some knowledge that I can share with you guys, and shoot, why not share it? Plus, it would help me in the long run as well. I mean, I'm just back testing everything that I've been looking at my markups, seeing if they are actually correct. How does the market react to how I mark up my charts? Are my markups accurate? Things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much about what I want to do with this series and what I plan on starting. So shoot, I guess we're going ahead and get straight into it with Nas. So Nas, as you guys, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I've been showing you guys my setup with Nas and like my previous markups and stuff like that. So you probably looking at this screen like, bro, what is all of this right here? What is all of this? And honestly, it's nothing but supply and demand. Supply and demand and trend line. That's what it is. I'm gonna be honest. That's really all it is. So this, I'm on a 4-hour time frame right now, and I'm just looking at like, where has buyers come into place? Where has sellers come into place? And is this market in a uptrend or a downtrend mainly? So you have what I like to call a primary and a secondary trend. Well, not I like to call, it's been a thing. I'm not gonna act like I came up with it. But there's what you have, a primary trend and a secondary trend. So if you guys have noticed, the primary trend is this one right here, the uptrend, the big long black line. It is in a uptrend primarily, right? And then its secondary trend is this downtrend right here. So for a while, it has been trending down, and overall, the market has been trending up. So last time I spoke to you guys, or last time I spoke to my Instagram on my story, I told y'all that it was going to be a pullback zone, that if the market came back to another area, it was going to come back to this area, right? And that area was right here. I got rid of the previous markups, but this is the area right here before Nas took off like a couple weeks ago and had that big uptrend, which is right here. But their previous zone was right here. So I told y'all, okay, it's gonna pull back some more, and it's gonna come back to this zone. I basically just moved my supply zone over. It was over here. I moved it over here because I just didn't want to have it stretching all the way over. It's an ugly look. It makes my charts look clustered. So let's go over here and let's look at it. So I showed y'all the primary trend and the secondary trend, and it's basically what we are going to be looking at. So it's in a wedge right now. Well, I wouldn't even say exactly a wedge. I just like to call them triangles. I know my patterns, but I don't like all the names. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't go by other names. I put my stuff in a triangle and I see where it's gonna break out. Now I do pay attention to if it's a downward triangle or upward facing triangle. And then I pay attention to where it breaks out. That's what I feel like you need to really know. As long as you can understand that, I feel like you're gonna be good. Truth be told. So we have right here what is my supply area, right? Where the sellers are in control. So the reason that I marked this up is, well, let me go all the way back. Right here, it was originally my demand. So when it came right here, this is where buyers took control and drove the market up, right? This is where the market drove up. So as you guys can see, it came down and retouched 3 times, and then the market bought up some more. So you guys know with Nas, like, this may look like a short move, but with a micro lot size from 352 to 549. That's nearly $200. That's nearly $200 for just a mini lot size. So this may look like a short move, but these are a lot of pips that you guys could have caught. So as you got, like I said, came back, retouched my demand area, and I marked up my demand, like I said, because this is where buyers took control. Let's look at it. So we got a very small movement right here, right? We got a small movement, and I'm gonna actually get rid of it. So I'm gonna get rid of my demand. I'm gonna just mark it up and show you guys how I just mark it up. So we got short movement, and right here I see this long blue candlestick, right? So we got this long blue candlestick that was from 333 to 419. Now this is a 4-hour time frame, but still, I like to mark up my charts on a higher time frame, and this is the big move. So I will put my demand starting from the bottom of the wick. This is just how I like to mark mine up. Disclaimer: I am not a licensed trader. I'm not no guru. I'm not none of that. Please don't call me none of that. I just know how to trade. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm looking at. So I like to put start my demand from the bottom of the wicks, and then I take it to where the start of the candle is, where the buyers took control. So I take it all the way, or like as you guys can see right here, I have a zone, or I have a support line. So, well, it's my support now. Well, it was my support. That's when I marked it up, but it was my resistance. So I started from the bottom of the wicks, and then I take it all the way up to where buyers took control. So that is how I mark up my whole zone, whether it's my supply or demand. If you're marking up your supply, I started from the top of the wick, or the highest point, or what a lot of people like to call the swing high, but this is what you would call a swing low right here, where the wicks are at. The lowest point of the wick, swing low. Highest point of a wick, swing high. So I put that, or I started right there, and I take it all the way up to where the buyers took control, or whichever candlestick the buyers took control of. And we're all the way over here now, so I basically just spreaded it over here. I spread it over here, and this is where my zone is at right now. So as you guys can see, for the long in the week, my markup stood correct, because where did it pull back down to? It pulled right back down to this zone, actually right here where my resistance was at, but it's now my support. So the market moves in patterns, and this happens a lot actually, to where your oftentimes support becomes resistance and your resistance becomes support. So if it's going to pull back to an area, let's say it break through your resistance, it's more than likely going to pull back to their resistance, and it's probably going to become a support now. So that's how I was able to understand, like, okay, if the market pulls back to an area, it's more than likely going to pull back to this area. And then you can say even this. Let's mark this up. So I'm going to put a line right here because it was a support right here, right? And y'all watching this live. I just marked this up. Look, check this out. It was a support right here. And then it broke through the support. But where did it pull back to? Back to it. So now it became a resistance. So it pulled back to this line right here. Now this line is my resistance area. And it's bouncing back and forth. This is just how the market moves. Like you guys I just saw that just then and just marked it up. So now that I usually don't like to trade off my supply and demand off of 3 retests. Once it hit that 3rd retest, I consider it not valid anymore. So I just wait for it to break through, because it's going to break through at some point. Just know that, honestly. So once it broke through my demand zone, where did it go? Where was it going to pull back to? A previous demand zone. Another previous demand zone, which is all the way down here. So this is my big demand zone. I usually have a big demand zone and I have smaller ones in between. So this is my big one right here. This is where I would take big entries. Or this is where I would take my main setup throughout the week and then scale it in between from there. So this is this is where it would have pulled back to, my previous demand zone. And I showed you guys how to mark it up. I did the same thing right here. I did the same exact thing. So only thing is I spread it out a little bit more once it got to this area. But all it is just coming to my trend. That's all it did. And then once it pulled back, so what we would like to look for with a supply and demand, if it's on that 3rd retest, we're looking for this exact movement right here. We're looking for it to break through. We're looking for a strong momentum breakthrough. So once we got that strong momentum breakthrough, it pulled back down to this demand zone and wicked out, and now it's buying back up, as you guys can see. So once we got that full breakthrough, it came back down to another demand zone. And now what I believe is about to happen, this is just my analysis and my markups. I believe that now this previous demand is about to become a supply zone where sellers are in the market and they're about to push this market down even more. So I feel like sellers are about to sell, or sell in right here, and it's going to respect this trend and it's going to continue down. So to give you guys a visual representation, it pushed through, right? Okay, we got that movement. Now what I feel like is about to happen is it's about to pull back up, which it has already done. And I feel like it's about to go back down. Now it's going to make 2 moves. Oh, I wasn't trying to do that. It's going to make 2 moves. It's either going to come back down to this demand area, because this is where buyers took control again and pushed the market up. You guys see that? So this is why I put that demand zone. Buyers took control again and pushed the market all the way up here. So it's either going to come down to this demand zone and respect it and continue on the uptrend, or it is about to come back down, break through this demand zone, and come back down to here. Because honestly, if you ask me, I honestly feel like it's about to push through this demand zone and fill in this wick on this candlestick. So let me delete this. I feel like it's about to fill in this wick right here. I feel like it's about to fill in this long wick. So once the market opens up, I'll wait till Monday, and then we will see how the market reacts and if it does what we think it's going to do. But I honestly do feel like It may take a couple days, who knows? But I feel like it's going to push down, fill in this wick, and then continue to buy back up. Because Nas is a bullish market. It is a bullish market. It's going to go up. So, if anything, that's really what I feel like is going to happen. So, that's really what I'm looking at. That's how I mark up my charts for supply and demand. And that's how I'm able to analyze my trades and hop in them. So that's what I'm looking for next week. Let's go to gold. Pretty much the same thing, honestly. And I haven't even got into like trading divergence and stuff like that. I'm gonna do a separate video on that and show you guys. If you guys have watched my weekly markups, you guys have seen me go over it before, but I want to make a separate video for it so you guys can find that individually. But let's go over gold. These are really the only two currencies that I trade, Nas and gold. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have the capital to trade 30 yet, but I like 30 too. So Nas and gold is really what I trade a lot. So let's go over this. All right. So what do we see here? To my left, I see this long wick. Obviously, buyers are in control of it, in control of this market, right? They're in heavy control of this market. So right now, we are, would you consider this? I guess you consider this a downtrend. So let's put our trend line right here. Boom. Perfect, right? Stretch this out a little bit more. All right. So, I see this long wick to the left of me. Now, let's go over. Next, I see a demand zone that it is currently in right now. So, remember, like I said, put it at the swing low of the wick. And then where buyers took control. I wouldn't say buyers really took control right here, but I mean, really this whole area can be a zone. If you want to be honest, this whole area can be a zone. This is really where buyers took control. I like to see long candlesticks. That's what I like to see when I'm saying buyers took control. I don't really like little small dojis or small movement candlesticks because it's not really confirmed yet that the buyers are in control of the market. So once I get a bullish engulfing candle, that's when I know that buyers have took control. And what a bullish engulfing candle is right here. Let me go back to it. So let me circle it. So this is what I would like to call a bullish engulfing candle. We have these bearish candles right here, small red candlesticks, and then we have this long blue candlestick. This is what I like to call a bullish engulfing candle. That's what that's what it is. That's what it is. So once I see one of those type of candlesticks, that's when I consider buyers are in control of the market. All right. So now we see that we are in a downtrend. And again, it respected our demand. Let's see what the market did. So this is our demand zone, right? Boom. Market came down. This is where you can even spread it all the way over to here. But buyers took control. Where did this long candlestick wick out at? It wicked out and came all the way down to our demand. It wicked at our demand and it continues to buy back up. So we finally got to the peak. And where did the market pull back to? Pull back down to our demand zone. It pulled back down to our demand zone, bought up a little bit more. Boom, came down, bought up a little bit more. Now finally, like I said, let me get this off the screen. Well, the clock is kind of in the way. But we got, I wouldn't even consider this separate retouches. We got one 2, and then on that third one, it broke through. The reason that I don't consider these separate retouches is because it didn't really make big moves up for me to consider it like, okay, that's a movement away from the zone. That's why I don't consider these, like, if I had to be technical, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, you guys get it. There will be a lot of retouches because it hit, went up, came down, hit, went up, came down, hit, went up. Like, it kept doing that. But there wasn't any large movements away from the zone. So we finally got that breakthrough. Now where did it come down to? The next demand zone. Came back down to the next demand zone. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like it's finna come down and fill in this area right here. The market always come back down to fill in the area. It always come down to fill in the area. So when when you see things like this, you best believe it's gonna come down and fill in that area. Once you see big bullish momentum going up, and there's like, let's go to it. I'm about to show you guys. I might have to go all the way back to the day, because I talked about this previously where the market made a large uptrend. So right here, this right here, or you can even go all the way back to here, honestly. So you guys see where my pointer is at, right? So let's follow the pointer. So from here all the way up to here, this is where bullish momentum is at. A big bullish momentum. This went on for days. The market has to come back in and fill in that area. Now, we don't know when it's going to do that, but we know it's going to come back and fill in that area. And then once it hit its peak, finally, it came back down and it filled back in all of this bullish momentum. It filled in all of this bullish momentum. Now, yes, this is over the span of like a month, but it still came back and filled in this area like we thought it would. So that's what I mean by filling in areas. Well, even if it's a bearish movement, a large bearish movement, it got to come back in and fill in that area. But you mainly see it with bullish momentum, to be honest, because I'm trading in bullish markets. So that's why I say that. So next, our demand zone is down here. Our next demand zone is down here. And this is on the daily time frame, but still stands. Still stands. So let's go back down to the 4 hour. So we now broken through, as I was going over before, we broken through. And where did it pull back to? It pulled back to the demand zone, which has now become a supply zone. So your demand and your supply is really your support and your resistance. Those go hand in hand. Think of it exactly like that. The only difference is demand, like your demand and supplies are zones. They're areas to get in the market instead of pinpoint entries like your support and resistance. And I really like zones more so than support and resistance lines. I like areas to get in the market, not exact entries, because you can miss exact entries. But it pulled back down. It pulled back up to this area and then dropped back down. So now what I'm looking to see is it break through here. We didn't get that strong breakthrough like I was wanting. So it's probably going to pull back up just a little bit. I feel like it's going to pull back up to this trend line maybe. And then we're going to see that breakthrough and it pull back down to that area. So let me show you guys. So what I'm thinking is going to happen. I don't know why I said it like that. Boom, pull back to the trend line, then break through this zone here, and then it's going to continue back up. That's what I feel like is going to happen. So whether that's going to happen or not, I do not know. I cannot tell you. Only thing I can do is just hope and see. We're just going to see. So that's pretty much my study session. on what I've been looking at is how I mark up my charts, and I just wanted to show you guys honestly. So we're gonna see how the market moves, and if I'm right, we're gonna do an update. If I'm wrong, we're gonna do an update. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If this helped you, I hope this has. Hope this helped you guys understand market structure more. And I showed you guys how to basically mark up supply and demand and use it with trend lines and stuff like that. And that's really way more important than any strategy. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's more important than any strategy, understanding market structure. And I ain't even get deep into the candlesticks, but we're gonna say that for another video. I don't want to put too much on y'all at one time. We're gonna say that for another video. So I went over supply and demand and using it with trend lines and understanding price action, really. So we're gonna see how the market reacts. If you guys want more videos like this, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share this video, turn on those bell notifications, because they're definitely going to be coming out later on this week as the market continues to develop. And I'm going to show you guys how to read it, how to adjust, how to react to the market. Not predict the market, react to the market. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video, man. I'm out.